Great game tonight in Harrodsburg. That's a game we'll have on 99.5 FM WHBM. Boyle County is at Taylor County tonight. I know Taylor County's really excited. They've been, I don't want to say talking trash necessarily, but they think they've got a chance to beat Boyle County. And, oh, how things are going to change in their mind once Boyle County steps foot on that field tonight.
Everybody thinks they have a chance.
I know, right? Yeah, they think they have a chance before the game begins. It's a great mindset to have. You don't want to go into a game thinking you don't have a chance. Boyle County, Taylor County, we'll see how that one goes tonight in Campbellsville. That game 7:30 kickoff on Z105. Two winless teams tonight, East Jessamine at Garrett County. And we'll have that game on hometownlive.net, so one of those teams will break their winless drought here to begin the season. Casey County is at McCreary Central tonight. Lincoln County is at Russell County tonight. That is a district game for the Patriots and Russell County. And then Anderson County is at Carroll County tonight. So that's the rundown of the games tonight here on the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show. We'll step aside. We'll come back. First thing I want to talk about tonight is the RPI, because the KHSAA just released their first ever RPI rankings for the 2023 season. Yeah. And people are just livid over this thing, Tim. Yeah. They cannot wrap their head around the fact that certain teams are ranked certain places as if the playoffs start today. I can tell you how much it means where you're ranked in the RPI today. It means absolutely nothing, because this is only the fifth week of the season. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to defend the RPI, because there's a lot of people that they're trashing it. You know, they're saying this is useless, and there are flaws in it. Believe me, I understand that, and we'll talk about some of those. But I want to talk about the RPI. I'm going to defend the RPI tonight in the show. I'm going to talk a little bit about southwestern Mercer County as well. We have the high school fantasy football draft presented by Danville Family Dentistry. We've got a lot to do on a beautiful night from Barberville, Kentucky, right here in the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show. If you want to tweet at me and be on the show, at HTRJoe on Twitter, and you can get your comments here on the show. We'll step aside, come back, and we'll talk about the RPI coming up right after this on the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show, live from Barberville on 103.9 FM WHIR Danville, 99.5 FM WHB in Harrisburg, and streaming live online at hometownlive.net.
Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TAXI for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TAXI for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TAXI.
Hi folks, Mike Gay here, HR Manager with Essity. At Essity, we want to wish all of our local high schools good luck during this season. We're proud to sponsor Mercer County, Bergen, Boyle County, Danville, and Garrett County. All of these schools will produce our future employees, and we're rooting for you all this season. So go Ads, go Rebels, go Titans, go Bulldogs, and go Golden Lions. So thanks again from Essity in Harrodsburg and Danville for representing our communities in a great way.
Kentucky Farm Bureau has provided residents of the Bluegrass with quality insurance since 1943. Todd Tiller's been a trusted Kentucky Farm Bureau agent since 1994, taking care of all your insurance needs with prompt service and personal attention. Now as your agency manager, you can depend on Todd to continue to give you the best rates on home, auto, life insurance, and service. Call Todd Tiller or new agent Sam Tiller or Jessica Johnson at 859-236-4081 at the Farm Bureau Agency on the Danville Bypass next to Boyle County Fairgrounds. Todd, Sam, and Jessica at your Boyle County Farm Bureau Agency are big on commitment.
Great! See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes!
For the same price as way up here.
Great seats. Right up here with a blimp.
Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrisburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
Joe Mathis and Tim Holland and Marty Warren. We are live from Knox Central High School. Great facility they have here, turf field, and a beautiful night for high school football. Homecoming here at Knox Central High School. And want to give a shout out as well to Joe Robinson listening to us. Joe, big fan of the show. He was actually at Pizza Hut on Monday for our coaches show where we interview all the coaches. And appreciate Joe being involved with that, and he's listening tonight. So shout out to Joe Robinson. So let's talk about the RPI, Tim, because Tuesday of this week, the KHSAA released the RPI for the first release of the 2023 season. And it got everyone in an absolute tizzy over this thing. Because the teams that they believe should be ranked where they should be weren't ranked where they thought they should be. So let's talk about it. In 2A, Danville was ranked 20th. All right, and you say, well, Danville hasn't won a game. It makes sense for them to be that low. Well, they're only one of 4 winless teams in Class 2A, Danville is. And there are 15 teams ranked behind them. In fact, you look right behind Danville, Bracken County is 3-1, and they're ranked 21st in Class 2A in the RPI. And you say, well, how can that be possible? Danville's 0-4, Bracken County's 3-1. How could a team that hasn't won a game be ranked over a team that's 3-1? We'll talk about it in just a second. In 3A, Mercer County is ranked 4th. They're 1 spot ahead of Christian Academy of Louisville, 2 spots ahead of Lexington Catholic. So way to go, Mercer County. They're ranked top 5. 4A is one of the biggest head scratchers. Boyle County is ranked number 5 in Class 4A in RPI. Many people consider to be, if Boyle County's not the best team in the state, they're at least at minimum top 5 in the state. I mean, overall in state, not just in their class. I mean, overall, they're one of the top 5 teams in the state. Boyle County ranked 5th, however, in the entire class of 4A in RPI, and Corbin is ranked 10th. Again, people believe Boyle County and Corbin are not just the 2 best teams in 4A without a shadow of a doubt. They're 2 of the top 5 teams in the state. 6A is even crazier because they have Tates Creek at number 2 and Frederick Douglass at number 9, despite the fact that Frederick Douglass beat Tates Creek 43-0 last week. And Tates Creek comes in at number 2 and Frederick Douglass at number 9. So here's what I say, first of all, to those who are tore up over the RPI. First thing I would say is what Aaron Rodgers told the Green Bay Packers fans about 3 or 4 years ago when the Packers started off 0-2 or whatever it was, or 0-3. You know what he said? He said, guys, relax. Just relax. This is the 5th week of the season out of 11 weeks, right? Each team has a bye week and they play 10 games. The playoffs are not starting tomorrow. Things typically even out by the time you get to the end of the regular season. The RPI is going to be thrown out of whack early on in the season because of multiple reasons. First of all, one of the biggest flaws in the RPI, and look, I'm going to defend the RPI, and I'll tell you why I really like it towards the end, but there are flaws with it. One of the biggest flaws in the RPI is that it doesn't take into account out-of-state teams. So basically, Boyle County gets no bump whatsoever, favorable bump, by beating Gibson Southern the first week of the season, despite the fact Gibson Southern won state in their class 2 years ago and won like 11 or 12 games last year out of the state of Indiana, right? So that negatively affects Boyle County, number 1. The fact they played an out-of-state team, it's not Boyle County's fault, it's the RPI's fault for not taking that into account. There's also the flaw with the RPI that basically gives teams a bonus bump for playing teams in classes above them. So this basically allows for smaller, mid-average schools. Maybe they're a little above average, but they're not the best in Class 1A or 2A. But what they can do is they can schedule bigger class teams out of 4A, 5A, 6A that aren't good at all, that they know they can beat, and they're getting a double bonus bump because they're beating bigger class teams. So those are the 2 biggest flaws in the RPI. First of all, doesn't take into account out-of-state teams. Second of all, you schedule a bigger school, regardless of how good they are, it gives that smaller school a bump just for beating a bigger school. And when you're Boyle County and you're 4A, or when you're even 6A, Frederick Douglass, for example, you can't play bigger schools. You're the biggest class possible. So 1A and 2A schools really benefit from that second flaw I talked about. Secondly, the RPI is not done by humans picking where the teams are ranked. And so I saw this on Facebook earlier this week. People were complaining like, well, someone apparently hates Boyle County and Corbin because look where they have them ranked. This has nothing to do with anything that any human picking rankings would think about any team. It is a computer system. There are 3 things that go into the RPI. There's your winning percentage, there's your opponent's winning percentage, and there's your opponent's winning percentage. So take Boyle County, for example. I know it goes against the fabric of the crosstown rivalry. But basically, if you're a Boyle County fan, you need to be rooting for Danville to win as many games as possible. But even though Danville is 0-4, and that does hurt Boyle County a little bit because they're 0-4, the fact of the matter is Danville has played a brutal schedule the first 4 weeks of the season. They played Pulaski County, they played Boyle County, they played Mercer County. Those last two teams are both 4-0. So just simply by having Danville on the schedule, it benefits Boyle County because Danville's opponents' win percentage is very, very good, right? So that helps out teams like Mercer County and helps out teams like Boyle County. Now, it would help them out a lot more if Danville just won the games on top of it, but it still helps them out, the fact that Danville has played such a tough schedule. Thirdly, and maybe most importantly, Tim, about the RPI, is that it always does a pretty good job of evening things out at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Again, the playoffs do not start next week. There are 6 games left in the regular season. And the main function of the RPI, it's been this way since they started this out in 2019, is to get the 2 best teams to play in the state championship, regardless of where they are in the state. Instead of having a team just simply make the state championship because they're the best from Eastern Kentucky or they're the best from Western Kentucky, it gives you the chance to have 2 teams from Eastern Kentucky or 2 teams from Western Kentucky, if they're the 2 best teams in the state, to be able to play in the state championship, right? And it's hard to argue that the RPI has not done that. In fact, you go back to 2019, the first year the RPI was used. It gave us the Somerset Hail Mary win over Mayfield in the state championship game. It gave us the 21-20 Johnson Central win over Boyle County in the state championship game. It gave us the 14-7 win for Covington Catholic over Frederick Douglass in the state championship game. It gave us the game where Boyle County and Franklin County played in 2020 that went to overtime, that Luke Shepperson tipped a pass down, and if he does it, Boyle County probably loses that state championship game. So it gave us that one that Boyle County won by a field goal over Franklin County. It gave us the 3-point win in the Class 1A game 2 years ago. It gave us another classic in the 2A the next year where Beechwood, I think, beat LCA by blocking an extra point late in that game. It gave us another 1-point win for Beechwood over LCA in 2A last year. It gave us the trick play in 6A when Bullitt East beat Mel last year for their first ever state championship. The fact of the matter is, as much as you all listening want to hate the RPI because of where teams are ranked right now, number one, it doesn't matter where they're ranked right now. And number two, it's done a phenomenal job of giving us the 2 best teams in the state championship. I mean, the track record's there. You go back to 2019, how many great state championship games have we had? Instead of there potentially being the 2 best teams playing in the state semifinal just simply because of where they are geographically, now those 2 teams, maybe even from the same district, can play in the state championship game, which is something that I'm sure, back in 2016, 2017, 2018, Danville, Somerset, and LCA that were fighting it out every single year to go to the state championship, basically, the same 3 teams from the same district. They wish the RPI, I'm sure, was there in effect those years. The fact of the matter is the RPI has done a phenomenal job of giving us great state championship games. That's the exact function of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because I'm even thinking, too, the year that Johnson Central beat Boyle, they were actually started off on the same side of the bracket, and then once they got to the RPI, it split them up.
Yes,
we would have had that game at the start.
So the quarterfinals, they're still designed to play Eastern side versus Western side, but there's no way the 2 best teams can play in that because they're reorganized based on the number of the RPI. So the RPI has done, again, as much as people want to complain about where teams are ranked now, it doesn't matter because this is the 5th week of the season. It's done a great job giving us great state championship games, and that's its exact function.
Yeah, and right now I treat the RPI as pretty much like the preseason college. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's just there.
Yeah.
I don't really pay any attention to it. I don't look at it. I don't even think about it. I just go and see how your team's doing because I'm with you. It will balance out at the end of the year.
It always has every single year. It always balances out. So that's my thoughts on the RPI. Again, you can tweet at me at HTRJoe. I'm sure people disagree with me, but I'm all for it because I want the best state championship games. I don't want the best state semifinal games. I want the best teams to play in the state championship because that's the way, to me, it should be, the 2 best teams playing in the championship game. At HTRJoe on Twitter, we'll step aside. We'll come back. We we have the Danville Family Dentistry High School Fantasy Football Draft. We'll also talk Mercer County and Southwestern. It's all coming up next on the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show. Live from Barberville, Knox Central High School, right here on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHPN, and streaming live online at hometownlive.net.
Abuse treatment to help recovering addicts achieve sobriety for a lifetime.
If you're looking for treatment, if you're looking for help out there, and you're a woman, you can't do it by yourself. They will welcome you in with open arms and open hands right where you're at.
Kentucky Medicaid accepted for treatment. Call Isaiah House Treatment Center today, 859-375-9200. Isaiah House Treatment Center, real hope for addiction.
Need a change of scenery? Check out Kentucky State Parks. With 45 parks to choose from, there are limitless options. Each park has its own unique features, landscape and resorts, restaurants, campgrounds, and some of the best golf courses around. Pick one that fits your lifestyle and your family. Explore Kentucky Parks. Enjoy fun outdoor adventure without the long lines of many destinations. Book now at parks.ky.gov.
Kentucky Farm Bureau has provided residents of the Bluegrass with quality insurance since 1943. Todd Tiller's been a trusted Kentucky Farm Bureau agent since 1994, taking care of all your insurance needs with prompt service and personal attention. Now as your agency manager, you can depend on Todd to continue to give you the best rates on home, auto, life insurance, and service. Call Todd Tiller or new agent Sam Tiller or Jessica Johnson at 859-236-4081 at the Farm Bureau Agency on the Danville Bypass next to Boyle County Fairgrounds. Todd, Sam, and Jessica at your Boyle County Farm Bureau Agency are big on commitment.
Hi, this is Jenny at the Danville Nutrition Center. Get ready for the great outdoors with our Rootology sinus and allergy support products. Or try our DEET-free, all-natural bug repellents that are safe for the whole family. We even have a natural bug repellent for dogs, which is specially formulated to repel mosquitoes, flies, fleas, and ticks. Enjoy the great outdoors naturally by visiting your locally owned Danville Nutrition Center. We are located at 802 South 4th Street in Danville.
Good evening. Welcome to week number 3 of the Danville Family Dentistry High School Fantasy Football Draft. Glad to have everybody back with us. Radio Rick is here in studio, but we only have 3 mics, and Rick's on bye this week, and so he's just giving Matt total control of the mic.
Yes.
So, yeah, Rick's here. Matt, you're here too. You just said yes.
Hello.
Team Harrisburg Mercer County Tourist Commission.
Yep, I'm here.
Mr. Packett.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. P. And I'm here as well. And we're glad to have you all back for week number 3 of the Danville Family Dentistry High School Fantasy Football Draft. Let's go back to week number 2, where we're going to recap some matchups from last week. Team Center Communications versus Team Radio Rick. Let's start off with Team Center Communications, who was 0-1. We'll start off with a loser first, trying to get back to 1-1. This is how it worked for you last week.
Okay.
Matt, you had a couple of Mercer County players, actually 3 of them that did really well. Thaddeus Mays got
Go
you,
Titans.
Yeah, got you 21.4 against the Ads. Denham Griffith, 23.9. Mercer County defense got you 11. Then you have an 8.6 and 8, so you scatter some scores around after that. 91 points.
Compared to last week, very respectable.
Pretty solid list for Team Center Communications, and Radio Rick is whistling in the background. I think he's concerned about the way things are going to go for him. Yeah. Radio Rick had Avery Bodner, who had himself a whale of a game. 36.3 points for Avery Bodner in Friday night's matchup against Scott County. Yeah, Scott County. Evan Stevens got him 25.5. Sage Dawson got a 25.9.
Wow.
Boyle County's defense got him 18.
Wow.
How about 121.5 for Radio Rick on the point total?
Way to go, Richard.
It's not just a win. It's a pretty sizable win at that. 30.5 point win for Radio Rick over Team Center Communications. There you go. Way to go. Radio Rick goes to 1-1. Team Center Communications, you loser, falls to 0-2.
Wow.
The other matchup last week, Mr. Packett versus Team Harrisburg Mercer County Tourist Commission. And Team HMTC went with Tavy Quisenberry as the number 1 overall pick, and it was a good pick. He got 35 points for you last week.
Good pick.
Had a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, a passing touchdown, and a punt return for a touchdown. 35 points right on the nose. Feeling pretty good, right?
Yes.
Feeling good after that. 28.5 for Malachi Simmons, the Garrett County running back. He ran for 185 in a pair of scores.
Wow.
He got 8.9 out of Andrew Price, the Casey County quarterback. 8 out of his defense, but 2 goose eggs among some other players.
Wow.
Matt can't believe it. I can't believe it. 87 points for Harrisburg Mercer County Tourist Commission, which again is not bad. but went up against Mr. Packard. How about the week's leading scorer, Bryce Floyd, Lincoln County running back, 37.2 points.
Wow.
How about the week's second leading scorer, Maury Brown, 36.8 points. How about the week's fourth leading scorer, Sawyer Horton, 35.7 points. A Casey County defense that got him 9, a kicker that got him 7, and could have been more. I don't know how to find out the length of the Casey County field goal, so I just guessed for Mr. Packard that it was the shortest one available, 20 to 29 yards. Does it matter? It doesn't, because we have an all-time record for the most points scored in a single week, and it comes in week number 2 of the 2023 draft. Mr. Packard, who wasn't even here week number 1, who said last week, I don't know half these players. Week number 2, 153.2 points for Mr. Packard, an all-time record. It breaks the record that Team Harrisburg-Mercer County Tourist Commission had last year. Do you remember the week last year where Derek scored, it was like 150.1, and Mr. Packard scored 150.0, and Derek beat him by like 1/10 of 1 point. The closest margin ever. It's as close as it ever can be. And it's broken this week. Sorry, I guess last week by Mr. Packard. Team Derek, how do you feel?
Disappointed.
Disappointed to say the least. Mr. Packard, how do you feel?
When do I play the hard team?
153.2 points. He wants to know when the challenge becomes a little bit tougher. So you look at I didn't do very well on by 9.9 points. You look at the records right now, Mr. Packard and myself are both 1-0.
Are we not going to say anything about 9.9 points?
My leading scorer last week was Nathan Daugherty, who had 4.7 points.
That's a new record, isn't it? No team. It's not like a bye fill-in team.
Yeah, Mr. Packard said he refused to pick on bye, so he actually has the record of 0 points. I actually have never kept a lowest score on bye week because byes are typically low scores anyway. 9.9 points for me. Records look like this. Mr. Packard and myself are both 1-0. We've both had 1 bye. Mercer County Tourist Commission and Radio Rick are 1-1. There is only one winless team in this year's draft so far, and it's Team Center Communications, who's 0-2. Total points, Radio Rick leads 202.5 points. Mercer County Tourism is about 34 points behind that. Mr. Packard about 50 points behind that. Matt is about 59 points behind. I am 108 points behind because of my bad bye. And Mr. Packard's huge week puts me way behind. So let's go into this week. We've got Radio Rick on bye this week. Team Center Communications versus Mr. Packard. Team me versus Team you. Derek, I'm pointing at you right now. Team you.
Okay, good luck.
The Danville Family Dentistry High School Fantasy Football Draft. Mr. Packard gets the honors today after an all-time record. Mr. Packard, who it's brought to you by?
It's brought to you by Danville Family Dentistry.
Where they're all about who?
They're all about you.
Thank you.
You or me or whoever's there visiting them. They're consumers.
Danville Family Dentistry, we're all about you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Neal at Danville Family Dentistry. We can all agree life is busy and our days are full. Don't let getting a dental appointment be part of the stress. Call us at 236-2488 and let us help keep your smile beautiful and healthy. We are open 5 days a week to accommodate your schedule. At Danville Family Dentistry, we are all about you. We are located at 132 North 2nd Street. Again, that's Danville Family Dentistry, 236-2488.
All right, draft order looks like this. Mr. Packard first, Team Center Communications second. I'm third, Team Derek. Mr. Packard, you go 1-1 overall. Who you taking?
Bryce Floyd.
Oh, Bryce Floyd. How about that? First non-Boyle County player to go 1-1 is Bryce Floyd. A surprise by Mr. P, but hard to not pick him when he gets you 37.2 last week alone. He goes from Mr. Packard to Team Center Communications.
Montavian Quisenberry.
Tavy Quisenberry going to go in running back number 1 spot.
There's a real risk, though, that Boyle County's going to have like 50 points in the first quarter. And they might not even touch the ball.
Yeah, well, that's the risk you take with Boyle County players. It is.
Nope.
It goes to me. You're taking Tavy. I'll take Maury Brown. I'll go my wide receiver number 1 spot. Maury Brown is on the board.
Sage Dawson and Avery Bodner.
Sage Dawson and Ave Bode. Back-to-back. So for the first 5 picks are Boyle County. I'm going with the Rebels as well. From the Rebels, give me Evan Stevens, who is the Casey County Rebel running back. I'll take Evan Stevens. They go against McCreary Central, who's not good. So watch Evan Stevens run all over the McCreary Central Pirates. Is that right, Matt?
Yes.
It's been a while since you've been out of the sports writing game. but you do know McCreary Central is the Pirates. Evan Stevens goes in my RB1 spot. Team Center Communications. He got.
Without a doubt, Ashton Drakeford.
Ashton Drakeford, big Mercer County wide receiver in a huge game tonight in Harrodsburg. Team Harrodsburg Mercer County Tourist Commission will be watching that game courtesy of WHBN and the Hometown Radio Network tonight on the Facebook stream, or are you going to be at the game? Which one?
Probably Facebook.
Yeah, watch it tonight. Great quality. Corey from Hyped Up TV does great. Get the announcer call in there as well, and we're excited about that. Had a lot of positive feedback. So if you can't go to the game tonight, you can watch it on the Hometown Live Radio Facebook page. Mr. Packett, back to Packett. Sawyer Horton as Lincoln County faces Russell County tonight. District game for them as well. Sawyer Horton is off the board. Who else you want, Mr. P?
What about Malachi Simmons?
Malachi Simmons still on the board. They have East Jessamine tonight. That's a battle of winless teams. I think it's a good pick by Mr. Packett. Malachi Simmons goes in RB2 spot for Mr. P. Goes back to Matt.
Thaddeus Mays.
Thaddeus Mays, quarterback, Mercer County. Thaddeus Mays off the board. Watch what I'm about to do.
He's going to do it, guys.
You ready for this?
I knew you would.
Danville's going to have the speed advantage tonight. I have no doubt about that.
Braden
Boffman's going to go in my running back spot. I don't know if they're going to win. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'm saying Braden's going to be faster than anybody else on the field. When was the last time we could say that? Maybe week 1, and he ran for 221 yards against West Jessamine in week 1. So give me Braden Boffman. Derek, you're up. Back to back.
Denham Griffith.
Yeah, Denham Griffith is a good pick, okay? I was hoping you'd forget about him, but being Mr. Harrodsburg, Mercer County, figure you wouldn't.
No, I didn't. Seth Horton.
Seth Horton?
Yep.
Derek's kind of soft-spoken right now.
He is.
All right, it goes to me. I need one pick. Give me Nathaniel Darty. No. Can I change it to Hayden Elliman?
Sure.
It's up to Derek.
Derek faces me. Why is it up to Derek? Of course he's going to say no.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize for doubting.
It's all right, man.
The ethics and morality of you.
Yeah, I've got a lot of them.
A lot of what? Ethics and morals? I'm a fan of ethics and morals.
Means asparagus, ethics and morals, 4 most important things in my life.
Big fan. All right.
Oh, man.
Hayden Elliman is going to go in my wide receiver spot. Team Center Communications. One pick.
I'll take Nehemiah Wilson.
What? How did you say his first name?
Nehemiah.
Wow.
Nehemiah Wilson from Anderson County. I don't even know who they play. Who do they play?
Close. Carroll.
It's Matt says Corral.
Corral County. All right, Mr. Packett, back to Packett.
Has anyone picked Austin Bodner?
Austin Bodner's on the board, and he's now off the board if you want him.
Yeah.
Austin Bode.
A Bode.
Who else you want?
I want Bo Patterson.
Bo Patterson. Heels off the board.
Boyle County defense.
The Rebel defense going tonight against a team known as Taylor County. They're off the board. How about giving me on the defensive side of things?
I'm interested where he takes this. I'm going to guess he takes it south.
This conversation's going south. I'm going to go Casey County. Casey County defense against McCreary Central, going with the Rebels. Back-to-back Rebel picks again. Derek?
Good pick there, Joe.
Thank you. Is that where you thought I was going with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Caleb Brown.
All right, Caleb Brown plays for Casey County.
4 Rebels in a row.
And Geo Brown.
Maybe not.
Geo Brown will go in your flex.
A lot of Brown.
Yep, goes back to me. How about a little Cole Andrews action? Radio Rick's favorite player. He always picks Cole Andrews. So why don't I ever get him?
Yeah.
Why can't I take him?
Yeah.
Rick's not picking. He probably would have picked Cole Andrews a long time ago if he was. He's on bye, so I get Cole Andrews this week.
Yeah.
Matt, you're up.
Cameron Peak.
He'll go in your flex. Good pick. If Gary can get the running game going, I mean, they got Malachi Simmons going last week. They couldn't get anybody else going. Cameron Peak is off the board. Mr. P, back to back.
Yeah, I want Arnolfo Mejia Mendez.
Yeah, good kicker, Arnolfo Mejia Mendez, who again made an extra point last week, field goal last week. We don't even know the distance. Didn't matter for Mr. Packett.
I think it was a 53-yarder is what I heard.
Well, if that's the case, you just added about 4 or 5 more points to your total score if it was a 53-yarder. Arnolfo Mejia Mendez. Who else you want?
And then I also want Bubba Trumbo.
Bubba Trumbo.
Yeah,
I'm going to take Jackson Perry.
Can we call him Jack Pear?
Sure.
Okay. Goes to me. I need a flex and a quarterback. For my flex, give me Keenan Stewart. Derek, back-to-back. Defense and a kicker.
Mercer defense.
Okay. Going against Southwestern tonight. What a battle that's going to be.
Yep. And...
Yep, it will.
Derek's adding a whole lot to the draft this week.
Thank you. I'm going to go John Frazier.
Why are you going him?
Honestly, I do not know.
Well, hopefully, for your sake, David Buchanan can get those boys in the end zone.
I hope. I hope he can.
Goes to me, I need a quarterback. Watch this. Andrew Price, Casey County. Why not? Man, I'm big on Casey County. And part of the reason is some of these guys started following me on Twitter. Evan Stevens did. Andrew Price did.
Wow.
So now I feel like I got to pick them. Yeah. And they're good, too. Yeah. So on top of that, it's a double win for me. Go ahead, Matt.
Casey County.
Colby Towns.
Colby Towns.
Colby Cheese.
There you go, Rick. Thank you. In the background, you may not have heard it, but Rick did say Colby Cheese. And then, Mr. P, you need a defense.
Lincoln County.
The Lincoln County Patriots.
Patriots.
As Matt would say, the Patriots. And that ends the fantasy draft. Teams look like this. Mr. Packett versus Team Center Communications.
Good luck, Packett.
Mr. Packett's got Sire Horton at quarterback, Bryce Floyd, Malachi Simmons at running backs, Austin Bodner and Bo Patterson at wide receivers, Bubba Trumbo as flex, Arnolfo Mejia-Mendez at his kicker, and then Lincoln County's defense as his defense. Going against Team Center Communications, who has Thaddeus Mays at quarterback, Tavy Quisenberry and Nehemiah Wilson at running backs, Ashton Shrakeford and Jackson Perry. So you're going for the Mercer County stack there. Thaddeus Mays to Ashton Drakeford, Jackson Perry, and Matt will be happy.
You're welcome to move to Mercer if you want, Matt.
Okay.
Great community.
Cameron Peak is his flex. Colby Cheese is his kicker.
My wife works there.
Boyle County defense is his defense.
Might as well.
I'm going against Team Harrodsburg Mercer County Tourist Commission. I've got Andrew Price at quarterback, Evan Stevens, Braden Boffman at running backs, Maury Brown, Hayden Elliman at wide receivers, Keenan Stewart the flex, Cole Andrews the kicker, and Casey County's defense is your defense. Why are you shaking your head?
A lot of rebels on that team.
Just not a team that looks like it's going to beat me tonight.
Okay.
The guy that gave up the most points in history.
Yeah, what was your defense last week, Derek? You gave up 152.3 points. Where was your defense? Resting up for this week?
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to think of it.
Sage Dawson at quarterback, Abe Bode, and Denham Griffith at running backs. Pretty good little trio there.
It is.
Seth Horton, Caleb Brown at wide receiver, Gio Brown at flex, John Frazier, the Anderson County kicker, Mercer County Titan defense special teams. That's who Derek has. Radio Rick, who do you got? You're on bye, and Matt pushes the microphone over to Radio Rick, and Rick, your turn to pick.
All right, I'll take Justin Parsons at quarterback.
Justin Parson is
just in time.
Scary County's quarterback. Who else you want?
Malachi Davis.
Malachi Davis is the backup Mercer County running back, but he did score a touchdown last week.
I'll pick Lucas Witt.
Okay, Lucas Witt.
I've got my kicker and defense already. You want those?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Why not?
My kicker is Liam Potts.
Okay.
Defense, Garrard County.
Yeah, that's a good pick, I think.
Cameron Bottoms.
Cameron Bottoms, okay.
Gage Feltner.
Gage Feltner, okay, you need a flex.
Hey, good pick on Feltner. Saw a lot more of the ball last week.
Way to go, Rick.
I need a flex.
Sneaky pick.
I need to flex. All right, I'll pick Lyndon Smith.
There you go, boys. Appreciate you being on.
Boys, you get your boys the freshest.
See you next Friday.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Since 1984. ADA. Always on time with our professional team when we show up at your door. ADA. Residential and commercial, day or night. ADAHeatingandAir.com does it right. ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way.
Here at Zaxby's, we have perfectly paired all of our sauces to go with our hand-breaded chicken fingers. Seriously, it's science. Each flavor profile is in perfect harmony with each other. The crisp, zesty notes of honey mustard. The full, rounded, bold flavor of buffalo garlic blaze. The elegant, spicy smoke of Tug Torch. All the perfect pair to our famous chicken fingers. Test them out for yourself and grab some extra napkins. Select one from our 12 sauce options. There's endless sauceabilities, only at Zaxby's.
Hi, folks. Mike Gay here, HR Manager with Essity. At Essity, we want to wish all of our local high schools good luck during this season. We're proud to sponsor Mercer County, Bergen, Boyle County, Danville, and Garrett County. All of these schools will produce our future employees, and we're rooting for you all this season. So go Ads, go Rebels, go Titans, go Bulldogs, and go Golden Lions. So thanks again from Essity in Harrodsburg and Danville for representing our communities in a great way.
Joe Mathis and Tim Holland live here from Knox Central High School. We're continuing to count down to kick off for all of our area games. You've got Danville taking on the Knox Central Panthers. You got Boyle County at Taylor County. East Jessamine is at Garrett County. Casey County at McCurry Central. Lincoln County at Russell County. Anderson County at Carroll County. And you've got maybe the biggest game again, Southwestern at Mercer County, a game that we're going to talk about right now. And Mercer County, of course, Tim, off to their best start since 2006 as they host Southwestern, the 9th overall matchup between these two schools, Mercer County and Southwestern. Southwestern 5-3 all-time head-to-head against the Titans. And this Southwestern team is 1-2, and you think, well, how, 1-2 team versus a 4-0 team. But we know records can be deceiving, and they have played some really tough competition. This Southwestern team has lost by a touchdown to 6A Ballard, Louisville Ballard. Then they host South Warren, who, of course, is coached by Brandon Smith, a perennial power in 5A. They're 4-0 this year. They lose to them 46-28. Then they go to Belfry last week, one of the perennial powers in 3A pretty much every year. Philip Haywood, legendary head coach, all-time wins leader in the history of Kentucky high school football. And they beat Belfry 27-20, a team they had never beaten in their school's history before. So, this Southwestern team that went 13-1 last year, lost in the state semifinals last year. They won their first 13 games of the season last year. They ended 2021 8-1, meaning that over a 23-game stretch, they were 21-2 going back to 2020. 1-2 this year. Again, the record may not be where they want it to be, but this is a pretty good Southwestern team. They've just started off 1-2 over the first 3 games. Only the second time in the last decade they've started off 1-2 over a 3-game stretch.
Yeah, and this would be a good win for Mercer County, I feel, because Southwestern's always, like you're talking about, they're always a tough team. They played some good competition. They haven't played, any pushover. So this would be a really good game for them to be able to get some kind of feel of how, where they're at, where they're standing at.
Yeah,
so.
a good measuring stick for Mercer County. This will be, the Taylor County win for Mercer County was pretty good to begin the season, and Taylor County's 3-0 since then, and I think, they're probably going to lose tonight against Boyle County. Taylor County will. But that was a win, I think, that surprised a lot of people because Taylor County has multiple Division I guys with multiple offers, and I think you're going to see Mercer County probably have the same thing. By the time these guys graduate, I think Ashton Drakeford certainly could be a D1 guy amongst many of the other players who are probably sophomores on that team as well. That was a good win, but I think this one would probably be their best win of the year if they could pull it off tonight against Southwestern. So how can they do it? Well, the Warriors offensively, this is a really run-heavy team. They're 73-27 run pass, and I think the way that they run their offense, they probably want to be even more run-heavy than that. Their game scripts, for the most part, this year, their first 3 games of the year, have dictated them having to pass it because they've gotten down. So, the way to come back in football, you have to get chunks of yardage downfield and score. The way to do that is to pass the football. So because they've just been down in games to these tough teams, they've had to pass it probably more than they really like to. They were able to execute that game plan the last week to Belfry. They won 27-20. They ran 47 plays total. 40 of their 47 were rushing attempts. So, again, the way they want to do it, they want to run as much as they can offensively and pass it only if they really have to, or maybe, hit you with a deep pass when you're least expecting it. Mercer's defense has been prone as well to be hit by the run this year. Now, they've only given up 466 rushing yards through their first 4 games. But you also got to look at the fact they played Dunbar, who is a pass-first team. Right, their offensive coordinator, I think, is Zach Dampier, or the quarterback coach is Zach Dampier. Zach was the greatest quarterback in the history of Danville football. So, if Zach's involved, they're going to want to pass the football, right? They had 1 rushing yard in the entire game against Mercer County. Then they played Danville, who had, I think, like 19 rushing yards the entire game. So the 2 teams that they've played that have been really, really good teams, or pretty good teams, Taylor County and Shelby County, they've really been able to run the football this year. 446 of the 466 rushing yards Mercer County has given up this year came in those 2 games alone. So all but 20 of the rushing yards they gave up came against Shelby County and Taylor County. So again, there have been teams that want to run the football that have been able to run the football against Mercer County. Southwestern wants to run the football, so that's something that you circle tonight in that matchup. The Southwestern rushing attack versus this Mercer County rush defense that has been hit by teams that like to run the football this year. This is also a Southwestern team that had 244 yards versus Ballard. They lost the game by a touchdown. They had 270 versus Belfry, a game they won. So they don't have to have, 300-plus yards a game on the ground to be able to win because they don't abandon the pass completely. If they were abandoning the pass altogether, like Belfry, for example, Belfry's not going to pass it. So if Belfry wants to win a game, they're going to have to get their yardage on the ground. Yeah. And it's going to all come from the ground. Well, you're going to have 300-plus yards in a game to be able to win, whether it's 150 pass, 150 rush, whether it's 200 pass, 100 rush, whatever it may be. So this Southwestern team, do I need this cord? Okay. I'll keep it right here. How about that? Oh, the coach needs it. Okay. Okay, we'll give it to him when he comes up here. No, I appreciate it.
Hey, he just saw somebody wearing blue up here and doing what he was told to do.
Excuse
I
me.
guess.
Had a kid come up here and just look me right in the face and hand me an extension cord. What am I supposed to do with this extension cord? He said, "Do I need this?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." Thank you. All right, let's get back to Southwestern and Mercer County. This is an aggressive Mercer County defense. They can get in the backfield, right? 29 tackles for loss. They have 10 sacks. But I think they're better when they're going against the pass, right? They forced 9 turnovers this year. 6 of those have been interceptions. They have 10 sacks total as a team. So it's super important for Mercer County tonight defensively to be able to get Southwestern into passing situations where they can get guys in the backfield like Aiden McKinney, who has 5 sacks, like Gavin Rodriguez, who has 2 sacks, like Juwan Goodman, who has 2 sacks. Those guys to get in the backfield, get to the quarterback, and either bring them down or force the errant throws that allow the defensive backfield to get interceptions. So, get Southwestern in those 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations where you pretty much have to pass the ball to get a first down. And that's going to be a key to Mercer County's success tonight.
Yeah, it's one of those that if we weren't here doing this game, if we weren't doing this one, then that would probably be the game I'd really want to go see.
Yeah.
Because it's just with everything you talked about I think it'd be a really good, I'm looking for Mercer in this one. I think it'd be a really good win for Coach Yeast and best of luck to him.
Yeah, now, we say Mercer County's been prone to give up rushing yards against teams that like to run it. It's been no different for Southwestern. They gave up 390 yards to Ballard. They gave 545 to South Warren. So it's not like Southwestern's defense has been like the steel curtain here, right? So I don't know whether to expect it to be a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game. It seems like, to me, the way the stats work out, it would be more of a high-scoring game. But when you have a team like Southwestern that likes to run the football a lot more, that's going to cut down the number of scoring opportunities because the time's going to tick a lot quicker. So that game tonight, again, in Harrodsburg, number 2 Mercer County versus number 3 Southwestern in the 12th region rankings. That's a game we'll have on 99.5 FM WHBN and also on Facebook. If you want to watch the live video stream, we have the live video stream synced up with the radio call at Hometown Live Radio on Facebook. I think we have one more commercial break, so we'll step aside, we'll come back, and we'll talk, if we have time left, a little Danville and Knox Central coming up right here in the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show, live from Knox Central High School here in Barberville, Kentucky on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHBN, and HometownLive.net.
Here at Zaxby's, we have perfectly paired all of our sauces to go with our hand-breaded chicken fingers. Seriously, it's science. Each flavor profile is in perfect harmony with each other. The crisp, zesty notes of honey mustard. The full, rounded, bold flavor of buffalo garlic blaze. the elegant spicy smoke of Tug Torch. All the perfect pair to our famous chicken fingers. Test them out for yourself and grab some extra napkins. Select one from our 12 sauce options. There's endless sauce abilities, only at Zaxby's.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TAXI for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TAXI for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TAXI.
Joe Mathis alongside Tim Holland, Marty Warren here in the Knox Central press box. We're 35 minutes away from kickoff as Danville will take on Knox Central for the fourth time in school history. These two teams meet up, and Tim was able to talk with Coach Parks yesterday, and we'll hear from him in the actual Danville pregame show interview. But you almost feel like kind of like a sigh of relief, like, you know, Pulaski County, Boyle County, Mercer County. It has been just murderer's row for the Admirals the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And just to be able to, you know, play a team that you don't feel like going into the game that you've already lost. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's a terrible mindset to have, but you got to be realistic as well. Was there anybody in the state that thought Danville had a chance to beat Boyle County? No. Was there anybody in the state that thought Danville had a chance to beat Mercer County? Probably not, no. Yeah. I mean, we knew they weren't going to beat Pulaski County. So, like, you know, just to be able to have a mindset where you come in and you feel like you have a chance to at least compete in the game, right? And that was part of the problem. I'm not even saying they're going to win tonight. That's not what I'm saying. But at least be able to compete in the game and not have a game where you get 3 total yards or 27 total yards, whatever it was last week against Mercer County. And so you know, the schedule from the first 3-4 games of the year begins to even out a little bit for them after playing Boyle, Mercer, and Pulaski County.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're just hoping from Danville themselves, that harder schedule served its purpose. It strengthened them. It kind of battle-tested them. It showed them, okay, this is what you got to work with. This is what you've got to do. Allow them really to be able to adjust some of the things. You know, maybe this one player was playing defensive only, and you're like, wait a minute, he's better on offense. A lot of things like that, a coach can still use those losses to his advantage and be able to build his team up from that.
Now, Danville and Knox Central again tonight right here in Barberville. We'll have a live broadcast on WHIR. If we can really quickly as well, touch on Garrett County and East Jessamine. Garrett County 0-4. East Jessamine is 0-3. I didn't realize this until I went back and looked. East Jessamine, Tim, they haven't won a game in almost 2 years to the day. They've lost 18 consecutive games, East Jessamine has. So when you talk about a team that's looking for a win in Garrett County and wanting to win as a confidence builder and feeling like there are games they could have won this year, certainly the Middlesboro game, 14-13, right? Could have won that one. Certainly the Bullitt Central game, they lost 7-0. You know, if your offense just does anything, you have a chance to win that game or at least force overtime. And needing a win to try to get the confidence back and get guys back on track, get the rushing attack back on track. Now you play a team in East Jessamine that hasn't won a game since September the 17th of 2021. I mean, Sunday will be 2 years ago to the day the last time that East Jessamine won a game. They've lost 18 straight. This is a good game, hopefully, for Garrett County to get back on track.
Yeah, it is. And they've, a lot of these games have been very, very close. And we even saw East Jessamine play a little bit. I believe it was first game of the year, Wayne County, I think they played in their bowl.
Yeah.
So we were able to see them play too, and this is going to be a good one. You know, hopefully Garrett's got everything running there. You think this one will be good for them.
Yeah, and hopefully Garrett County can get the rushing attack back on track. Malachi Simmons has looked good. Get Cameron Peak back on track. Cameron Peak, a guy last year that averaged 8 yards a carry, so we know he's capable. You know, maybe a confidence builder for him in Garrett County. Hopefully this tonight against East Jasmine. Peace, love, and Zaxby. We'll see you next Friday Actually, no, we won't. Well, we'll see you next Friday, but we're from the studio. Danville has a bye week next Friday. So we'll have the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show from the Hometown Radio Network studios next Friday, right here on WHIR and WHBN. And best of luck to your favorite team. Hope your favorite team wins tonight on the Hometown Radio Network.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9.